Hi. About 7 years ago, in the days and weeks surrounding my birthday, my 50th birthday, I just kept hearing my wild voice. I didn't know at the time that's what it was. I just kept hearing and sensing the word significant. So it happened so frequently that I decided to honor it. And on my birthday that year, I started a new practice. I started setting goals in the three main categories of my life: work, play, pray. And ever since then, I set new goals every year. And I love it because it gives me like a really positive set of things to work on, and it means I'm always growing. And so I am down on the East Creek on my skates. I'm about 5 miles from my house, so it's a total backyard adventure. I didn't have to go anywhere. And so one of the goals was that I was going to come skate on the East Creek. And every year in the end of January, we always get this sort of thaw freeze, and it just decimates our snowpack. And I'm like right in the middle of, doing the Catamount Trail or some other journey that I really love, or adventure. And then we have a huge change. And so I've learned to just kind of like go with those changes and embrace them and enjoy them. And so if I set goals in certain categories and just keep myself well enough, then whenever there's a big change of weather, instead of having to like be really bummed out and having to wait for the next weather pattern, I can just grab my skates and, go on from there. So anyways, I'm down on the creek, and I've never been on this creek before. And my goal is to skate the whole thing. I don't know if I will, and it doesn't really even matter. It just matters that I'm down here today, and I've honored my wild voice, which feels great. And I'm just sort of like, I'm doing something that I said I wanted to do. And creeks are a little freaky. Like lakes, all you need to know is how thick the ice is. But on creeks and rivers, it's constantly changing, and it's a little scarier. But I didn't have time because I just decided to do this morning. So I didn't really have time to, so I made myself ice picks. I've got a set of two. They're around my neck on it's thin, but it's a good nylon cord. So I've got some ice picks. That helps me feel a little bit more secure. And I stepped out onto the ice, and a bald eagle flew overhead. How cool was that? So it's really beautiful. Nobody else is down here. And I feel like it might be hard to understand, like, what do I mean by a wild voice? And it's like, you're driving along the road and you see this creek that's frozen over, and it looks perfect. And you know that it's been really cold, and it just looks like it's very skatable. But oftentimes we tend to go, nah, I shouldn't do that. Oh, that looks like good skating. I shouldn't do that. And we just sort of like shoot ourselves right out of it. Well, once you wake up your wild voice, she sleeps no more. And so I always feel like honoring that just brings me like health and wellness and joy right in my own backyard, year round. And it's always fresh, and it's got like exploration and adventure and a little bit of scary, but a lot of excitement and fitness and health. And I didn't have to subscribe to anything or go to a gym, which isn't my style. So it's sort of like my wild voice is my own personal guide who always has my best interest at heart. And so now I've learned that's my guide. That's who I follow, is my own voice. And I never regret it. I never regret it. Doesn't mean it's always comfortable, but adventure is rarely comfortable. But it's always worth it, and it's always exciting. And this is really nice ice. This is really great ice. Okay, gotta get to it. See ya.